Think it's working now? Yeah, I think we're finally going. Sorry guys, I'm still having trouble getting connected over here sometimes, and I got full Wi-Fi. I guess YouTube's acting weird tonight, but anyway, I'm just setting things up, trying to get my own chat going on the phone, because I've got two phones, so maybe I can see what you guys are going to be saying to me when you get here. If I can get my other phone to where I can watch it, just like you guys are trying to, then hopefully we will not have a problem with that. Maybe look my own channel up, like some kind of weird. There it is. Let me see it from this one, so I can see the live chat now. Turn the volume down so I'm not feeding back through myself. Alright, there we go. I'm all set up. Trying to get my screen on my second phone to flip real quick so I can, there we go. Should be able to see what you guys are saying on my other phone while we're sitting here hanging out. And I'll try to get this adjusted a little better. I don't know why things aren't wanting to load up tonight, but now I finally seem to have it going, so we should be in good business now. Who we got in here? Skip! What's up? Blue Scooby. Yeah, that's right, Scooby. All the enthusiasm with none of the bandwidth. That's how it goes, brother. We're back on the crappy phone because the other one wasn't grabbing Wi-Fi right. I could try to switch real quick, but honestly, Scooby, now that I've got everything set up, it's probably best that we just keep rolling with it. Because my other phone will do it, but they were both crashing when I tried to first get on. I don't know what was going on with that, but just some nonsense. Every time I hit go live, the live was not live. I don't know what's going on with that. It looks like my phone that I'm watching this on is maybe lagging a little behind my actual live recording, but yeah, let's see. Okay, I'm about a second and a half delayed from one phone to the next. But at least I got a way to see you guys and to record at the same time, so that's all I was really trying to accomplish here. How's everybody tonight? Scooby's in here. We got Skip in here. If you guys don't mind tapping the screen twice or hitting the like up at the top of the screen, that would, help your boy Mick out with getting this thing going. The more they notice we're in here and people are checking it out, the more we'd have it. Yeah, there is a little lag, Skip. I've got about a second and a half on my screen that I see you guys on between what I'm recording and what you guys and me are seeing on our phones. So I could really wave my hand in front of the camera and run around back to my seat and I'd see it happen. That's about where we're at. But yeah, like I said, my other videos will all definitely still keep being on the better phone, and I'm still kind of figuring out when one's crashing and when one's not, because the phone that made all those last few shorts with is my older phone, and it works good. It's got a better camera, but it was crashing when I tried to first get on, and I don't like to be late to my own party, It's kind of rude to show up late to your own scheduled event, so anyway, I tried to get things straightened out. Look at me, I don't even have my friend's stickers straight here. The reason I don't is because I ran from my other room. I was actually originally set up in the back room. I think that's why the Wi-Fi was not catching right. That's all I can guess. But anyway, I believe that's what happened there. We're all in here now, so that's what's good. Alright, what's up everybody in the chat? I'm just here Sunday night. There's not a lot going on from what I can see across the channels of the interwebs. So I figured I would get on here and say hello to all the people who've been so nice to me lately and sending me all the internet love and watching the videos, and most importantly, the people who've been playing in my contest, or our contest rather, for the 100 sub giveaway. Been having a lot of entries there. We got some clear front runners, that's for sure. If you guys have been doing your homework and watching the playlist, there's absolutely some tough competition in here, man. I'm gonna tell you guys, my Papa Mick, the big dad, he was discussing this whole thing with me before we got started, and I was telling him about the rules of the contest and what you guys were going to be doing, and he didn't think anybody was going to get below 15 seconds, because that is pretty quick for what we originally set out to do in the contest. And I told him, I was like, I think they will. My picker buddies are pretty good, so I got a feeling somebody's going to break 15. But if you guys pay attention to the list and go check them out, we definitely have some people that are under 15 on us right now. So it's multiple people under 15. The competition is absolutely hot for the Master 77. And one of these 3-ups I brought out tonight, I got a couple of them laying here. I've been meaning to test them all out. I know 2 of them work. That's why I'm giving them away. So if we crash one of them and it doesn't open, it could be that it's never been keyed. So I just want to say that ahead of time, knowing full well that these things may or may not be keyed yet. I know some of them are pickable, so they must be keyed, but there's a possibility that the ones that have not been keyed yet, that haven't done that little M1 in the slot, smack it with the hammer and the master lock tool thing that they do, is what usually sets these. What's up, Kitron Lock Sport? Glad to see you made it over here. Thanks for getting in here and helping, watching every guy. I see there's 9 of you. If you could hit the like button up top for me, or double tap the screen, that would be mad cool. If you want to save that for later until I do some cool stuff, that's cool too. Or if you want to hold on to your like, that's alright too, as long as you keep hanging out and watching and talking to each other a little bit. I was saying, I got a few of these 3-ups here, as we know, for our contest. And there is a possibility, because of the way I obtain these from the locksmith, that 1 or 2 of the 5 that I have may or may not be keyed yet. One of them I do not have on camera at the moment, still has the M1 key jammed in the keyway. So it looked to be a failed install somebody did of the new key. And it is something I've smacked around with another lock. I've hit it with a hammer. I haven't grabbed some pliers or yanked it to 2 trailers heading in opposite directions yet, but that is the next step we're looking at to get the key from the other one. But my real point is, I don't know if these 2 are going to be the ones that were keyed or not. So if they aren't, the pins might still be too tall for me to actually open them. So if that happens, we'll find out, and we'll know it's time to grab some of the others. Let's see. Scooby says, I can totally win with one of my Brinks locks, but it seems like cheating to not use a master lock. Scooby, a lot of people have asked me about that kind of thing, and the additional heart of the competition, I agree with you. Clearly, I did set out to have Master Lock 3s, the standard white belt, everybody loves it lock. I don't have one here on the table. I do have one over here somewhere, but you all know they're pretty close to the 3-ups and maybe even the 5 I've got here. Master Lock's smaller stuff. It's all pretty similar 4-pin, no security pin stuff. So anyway, as far as that goes, I did initially want it to be a master, and then I realized I had to spread it to white belt masters of all kinds, but as long as they were on the list. And then some people accidentally were trying to send me in white belts that were any lock of any kind, because that's kind of a technicality I had not expected. Very clever, nothing wrong with ingenuity, but it's not really what I had in my heart for the contest, so we did not accept those. I asked a couple people politely if they could redo their submission, and they were really cool about it, really understanding. I appreciate you guys. You know who you are, who sent one in that, were not initially sure about that. So, and I decided also from Scooby's advice that yellow belt is sometimes skipped straight to. Some of us don't ever get an acrylic lock or a white belt. We just go on straight to a yellow belt because if you know about yellow belts, you know that they're made a little better on the inside sometimes. But they still only have 4 pins and they're all non-security. So you're pretty much ending up with something that's in the same ballpark there, agreeably. And I wanted to be all inclusive, like you guys know, to everybody worldwide that I could reach. So I realized that there may be some place in the world where Master Lock isn't readily obtainable. Excuse me. I don't know of a place because I have not toured the world as of yet. But I know there must be a place somewhere where they do not have master locks just hanging off the shelf to buy for $4 or $5 or whatever one number three goes for. But I was really with the heart of the idea that nobody was going to have to spend any money. That was kind of part of the competition rules that I was going to aim for. I wanted everybody, for one, to be able to get into the contest as far as all skill levels and new people. And I wanted everybody too to be able to enter from anywhere, regardless, as long as they could see this channel, they could have a shot at winning the prizes. And number three, I wanted to make sure that, most hopefully, nobody had to buy anything. If they did, they were literally had no locks and no picks yet. And this would have been their introduction to lock sport. And it still would have been a fun challenge for them, I feel like. So, yeah, Scooby, in the heart of the competition, I understand where you're coming from, but, everybody, if you watch, is doing all kinds of different stuff. I've, uh, I've even seen this is a warded one. It's not a 4 pin, and I'm sorry, it's a warded one, so it's not even the same type of thing. There's not pins in it. There's wafers. I'm sorry, it's wafers. But because I had got some people with cylinders like this in vices in, because we all know that there are white and yellows that you can get, obviously, set up like this in a vice. So I didn't want to not include that either, because lots of people like the vice pick. So basically, I decided that if it was white or if it was yellow, if it was a padlock or if it was a kick, any of that stuff goes. The only thing I really cared about was that it was a listed lock in the register where you can pull up pictures of the lock and you see other people who've turned it in for belts. That was kind of the heart of what I was going for. So I think everybody did pretty good so far on making sure that, like I said, there was a little initial confusion that I could have maybe helped avoid, but that's just uh, that's just something that I tried to clear up quick if I could. So I'm new at this. I'm trying, but anyway, I'm gonna try to pick around on some stuff for you guys, just so this video is not me rambling and talking to you the whole time. And if anybody wants to ask any questions or chat a little bit, if anybody drops through and wants to talk, feel free. I do have my screen down here. You guys can't see it, but if you look directly, like down this way, I have another phone that I'm seeing the whole chat on. So I can see the chat. If you guys say something, I will try to see it. But as I said, I'm going to try and pick around with some things. And I basically was just making this video tonight because there's not a lot going on tonight. I felt like some people would be sitting around just hanging out on a slow night and maybe want to, get them a lock video in when nothing else was going on. And I figured that would be good for me. So So that's what we're doing here. If anybody has any questions about the contest or how it's going so far, I'll try to address them if it's something that we can talk about. If anybody wants to ask anything about anything else I've mentioned or have going on, feel free. And if you have any questions about the locks I'm messing with or what kind of tools, I'll try to address that as we go. But if you wonder anything about anything, just try and ask me. Chuck Soup, if it is true the Earth is tilted on its axis, why don't we have to shorten the legs on one side of our tables? I don't know, Chuck Soup. In the same vein of that thought, really quick, I know a lot of you guys that are in Australia or have been on the other side of the hemisphere, uh, southern hemisphere, would know the answer possibly to this question. I remember there was a Simpsons or some kind of cartoon episode that said that when you flush the toilet on the southern hemisphere, it spins in the opposite direction as it would in the northern hemisphere toilets that we all live. So, I don't know if that's really a thing, and it's really not related to what we're doing, but Chuck wants to know why the legs aren't shorter on one table if the Earth's moving so fast, and I'm just asking silly questions about a toilet, so I don't know, Chuck. We'll figure out why the Earth spins so fast, and we can all stay here without floating away one day. I'm sure it's got something to do with something. You didn't catch the questions. We're supposed to be lock related. Yeah, that's kind of a gray area for me, Chuck. They don't have to be lock related. It's highly encouraged that they be lock related, but you know, Mounta1nM1ck does try to shed any kind of knowledge that he can. He's not super experienced with everything in the world, but if I know, I'll tell you. And if I can find somebody like Blue Scooby who's a super expert, I'll have them tell you. The legs are shorter, the crooked axis tilts your vision too, says Blue Scooby. Interesting. I wear contacts, Scooby, so everything I see is tilted and weird. Maybe that's just part of my brain. Is there anything specific you guys want to see me mess with? I think tonight I'm going to start out on this, it's a weird little lock. It's a Marlin. It's probably just some kind of, standard, made in China, Chinesium, standard 4-pinner, and that's the kind of thing we have all over the place here. I've never seen this particular brand till I got this one, but sometimes it puts up a little more of a fight than some of these standard ones we play around with, so we'll see. Scooby says, I'm not a super expert, I'm a Google master. Two different things. Well, that's okay, Scooby. Being good at research is just as handy a skill, if not more handy a skill, than just talking out your ass or not knowing what you're talking about. Or even remembering in some cases, because it means you have to be open to learning new things and trying new things. And you also have to develop a certain skill set of asking the right question, because as you know, you ask the wrong question on the internet, you're bound to have two things: some really weird answers in pictures and some really angry people. Those are the two things you will find on the internet most: weird pictures and people who are mad. But, you know, there's a lot of good stuff on here too, like picking locks and motorcycles and good music. I think that's a pretty cool thing to have. So, I do not need to know everything so long as I got access to the internet. That is true, Chuck. Dean P, what's up, brother? I'm glad you were able to come out and join us, Dean. I really enjoyed your lives lately. You guys should definitely go check out Dean if you haven't already. He's been doing a lot of lives lately, and he's really killing it out there. He's a content man, so support our friend Dean whenever you have the time. Dean, if you want a link drop in the chat there or whatever, dude, you go right ahead. Feel free, because you are killing it out there, my man. And we'll try to see if anybody that, you know, isn't already over there with you can jump over there too. Let's see. I'm going to try... You know what? I'm going to start tonight's video with the covered instruments. Yeah, you heard me right. I'm going to use a covert pick. We're not going to go into why. But I'm going to use a covert out of the FNG. It's 25. I got it from Greg when I got my bundle of locks, because he always hooks you up with an FNG when he sells you a bundle of locks. If you already have one, I think he will swap it out for you for, something else cool. But, if you need some locks or an FNG to get started out, or you just need a new bundle of practice locks, I've been running through these locks a lot, so I'm going to be hitting Greg up soon for a second bundle, just so I've got some additional practice locks. But the Covert Instruments FNG, it's a pretty effective kit. It's got the little popsicle handles. You guys know I'm really been more of a fan of having a bigger handle on here, but I do like the popsicle stick ones. I am not the greatest raker in the world, and to be fair to the Covert, I have picked one of my hardest to rake locks here, so we're going to try to get it with this thing. If not, maybe I'll try to use Covert's other to single pin pick it instead, because I just want you guys to know that this is more about this lock than it is about the tool. Not to mention, I'm not no raking master, or no picking master, for that matter. But, yeah, Blue Scooby, you say you suck at raking bad? That actually surprises me a little bit. But I know you're good at single pin, so you're good, brother. Let me try another lock on this thing really quick, just to prove it works. That's why you always keep comfort locks around, guys, because you don't want to lose confidence, and when you're using people's tools, you don't want to make them look horrible right off the bat. You want everybody to know for sure it's because you can't pick it, or because the lock's just being camera shy. So I'm going to give the Covert another run on the number 5. You guys have probably seen me use this lock a few times. You know it's one of my comfy ones. I'll try not to bore you to death using it in the future too much, but I've only got so many locks right now. I'm working on the 17 Chuck. The yellow one here is a number 5. This is a master lock number 5. I like it. It's a bulky lock, but it's got the same old master core as usual, and you know what that means. A 17. It's a 5, brother. Let's see if we can get this cover at the pop. See? There you go. See how quick that was? Covered Instruments makes good stuff, guys. They really do. Some people think I don't like them because me and Sparrows are linked up. That's been no secret. But I'm not going to be negative about it. I just want to promote the positivity and go ahead and say that anybody who thinks that, just know, as I said, I've got the FNG too. I like the Reaper stuff. There's a lot of good products over there. It's not my straight go-to specialty, but I know lots of you guys love your stuff. And like I always try to say, you should use what works for you. Use what you like and what you want, regardless of how anybody feels about that. So, Mounta1nM1ck will try to advise you best anytime you ask him on multiple brands or whatever you like. But, he's never going to totally slam down on something, if you love it that much. I'm not going to take that from you. If it works for you, then that's great. Different strokes for different folks, Some people probably slay locks that I could never pick with these tools that I'm holding right now. So, maybe you should listen to them more often. But I appreciate you guys listening to me, because I don't even, I wasn't even doing this a month and a half ago. So, to have all you guys supporting me. My preferred rake profile, Chuck says. I'm still not a heavy raker, Chuck, but, Everybody who's seen me knows that I love my mace picks. That's really, I'm going to come back to this one, but since you brought it up, the mace picks is where most of my rakes are. Um, to be honest, I'm going to show you guys. You've seen a lot of my picks before. I'm going to show you all of them real quick so we can put this to bed. Um, Mounta1nM1ck does have this loaded case of sparrows here. And this is the first kit he bought. It is a great kit of stuff if you don't have anything. This kit, I actually took the advice of some old picker on Reddit from 4 years ago. Just was prowling around, found his advice. I'm trying to get this in camera better, guys. I'm sorry. But, I'd have to get back to you on the name. I've got it saved. I wanted to say who it was, but I don't remember right now. But he gave a really long thread advice about how to save money by buying a good kit of sparrows instead of buying some big overpriced bunch of things that you don't need in anybody's set. He felt like that there were extra profiles that he didn't use that much in a lot of sets. So he advised, for lock sport especially, and I'm not even in screen here, I'm sorry guys. So he had advised that the lag makes this harder. He'd advise that you go out and get something like this. So basically what um, I've got the hooker set, which is like just 4 hook profiles. Um, and then I've got the SSD set, which is kind of another supplemented hooks profile that they had consulted on with basically a German group of pickers. I don't know the exact translation of words, so my German is non-existent, but it translates to something like the Society of Free Lock Pickers or something to that effect. It was probably MG Secure. That's possible, Scooby. I talked to him a lot. He's one of the really awesome mods at LPU. So yeah, shout out to him. MG Secure, if you're out there, I just want to say I once brought up the fact that LPU was out of shirts, and I think within 5-10 minutes you had new shirts printed up ready to go on the LPU site for all of us to try and buy. And we can all respect mods that turn things around and make them happen that quick, I think. That is amazing. And I just want to shout out MG Secure for being there for LPU like that. Because that is, I was amazed by how fast he got on the fact that there were no shirts to be had in the website. But then 10 minutes later, there were. And a lot of you guys might have been there with me for that and got some of those shirts. I haven't been able to purchase one yet myself, but I'm still looking forward to it. So, really thank you, MG, for that. I'm at a standstill between Sparrow's City Rake and the HK City Rake. Cool, Chuck. I don't have a City Rake, Chuck. I'm getting to that in a second, but I don't even have a City Rake profile. I started with so many hooks because I was told by many pickers that, if you want a single pin pick discipline, to aim more for hooks, and that's really what I had set out to do to begin with. There's nothing wrong with raking. It's rapid entry, it's polite, and I support raking just as much. There's no, it's just a different style, but open's a open. But I'm talking about that in a sec. So while I'm in my Sparrows kit, I also have the monkey paw. Everybody talks about the monkey paw. This is the etched one. You can get it with rubber also. But there's a very popular option also from my buddy Greyhound that some of you guys know. He's got the dog legs, and then he has this profile called the elephant trunk. Just want to give a shout out to Greyhound on that too. I'm looking forward to trying those out because I'm such a fan of the monkey paw, and they look like some neat profiles, and Greyhound is a good friend. He's invited me to do some live picking with him soon. I'm going to take him up on that. Dean says he has the monkey paw I have. And he also says to get good at SPP and then practice raking. And I agree, Dean. Once you learn a little tenderness with your SPP, you're less likely to go around just warping and bending raking because you've got a better idea of the light touch actually needed to open these locks in a lot of cases. So if you start out being, more fragile, disciplined with SPP, you're less likely to break things breaking because you don't know what you're doing yet. And that's okay, because you shouldn't be afraid of it. Picks, when they're bought single, can be bought pretty cheap, and that's, the locks are what cost us money. So if you want to be hard on your picks, they're your picks. Go ahead and, get in there some if you think it's going to help you open the lock. Some of them bend back all right, and some of them snap, but you can replace all of them cheap one at a time. I'm actually a little spoiling on mine. I don't try to beat them up too much, but I will do what's necessary. Um, I've got all the level 1 tension from Sparrows, and that's in a comp case. I like the comp case because, as you can see, I'm able to fold it under on itself, and it sets up for like a really nice, picking desk kind of setup. Now this, I wanted to show you guys before I move on. This is my 0-day tweezers that were sent to me by a really good friend of me. His name is Mr. Happy. Some of you guys might have seen his content before. But he has been so kind as to send me some shims earlier so I could prog pen my 1100. And then, with no warning at all, he told me about these one day. He said, go check your mailbox, while I was chatting with him. And I was like, what do you mean? And he said, go check your mailbox. I ran outside, and the exact kind of tweezers I had really hoped for. These are the ones that you squeeze to open, and when you release it, it holds the pen in the little circle thing. So if you even drop these things with a spring or a pin in there, it's not going to go flying across the room. It's still going to be in the tweezers. So special thank you to Mr. Happy on those. These things rock. And when I go to building some challenge locks, I'm really going to be happy I have those, because that's coming soon too. I'm looking forward to building some challenge locks. I met some people who were into that. A good friend of mine I talked to earlier today says that he bought a bunch of spare master lock pins. I'm excited about that. I just wanted to mention that really quick. I'm going to shout him out whenever they get here and show everybody what I'm going to do with that fun stuff. But he bought a big pack of them, and he said that there's way more than he's going to use in his whole life. So he's going to send me some of them. So I appreciate that blessing, and it'll help us all build some stuff and have some fun with that. Let me see the chat real quick, and I'll move on. Chuck Soup. Chuck Soup says he's got the 4 monkey paw and 3-piece dog legs. He likes the dog legs better. Yeah, Chuck, that's, what works better for you is alright with me, buddy. That's why I want to try them too, because there's nothing wrong with moving in another direction when you find something that works good. Dean says he used the dog legs for all of his locks. The dog legs are great, guys. Greyhound's got a solid product there, Chuck Soup says he's not a fan of the trunks yet. Or, I'm sorry, no. He says he doesn't have them yet. He didn't say he wasn't a fan. He said he doesn't have them yet, so he doesn't have an opinion yet. That's fair, Chuck. That's where I'm at, but I definitely want to try them out. Dean says you can zip with the dog legs. And I want to say that another guy I'm going to shout out real quick. Everybody might here probably knows him anyway. Rock Out with Your Lockout. Rockout's got all kinds of cool picks from his buddy Greyhound, and from what was his name in the chat with us earlier, Dean? The locksmith guy that Rockout gets those other picks from. My goodness, it's this guy. Newhouse, that's it. Newhouse, yeah, Dean, that's it. Newhouse. Yeah, Newhouse, he's got a lot of cool stuff I've seen on Rock Out, your Lockouts channel. So if you like cuffs and stuff like that, check out DNP and check out Rock Out with Your Lockout. I'm a big fan of both of those guys. They've been nothing but great friends to me. Rock Out's got great content coming out every day, and he uses a lot of Newhouse's stuff on his cuffs. He's got this one profile. He said it was called, what was it? It was a Queen and King, the Pumpkin King. That's what it was. I just wanted to shout that out for Newhouse and Rock real quick. I saw him using these profiles called the Pumpkin King and the Pumpkin Queen. And they're like your standard king and queen type of things, I guess. I don't know. I've seen a couple other companies do something naming wise like that. But Rockout tells me that the Pumpkin King, I believe it was, he said that thing is a slayer of handcuffs. And if anybody knows, he knows. You guys check that out. He slings those things quick. Anyway, moving on. Just gonna show off my Jimmy Longs real quick. I saw Jimmy on for a second earlier. He was probably busy, but I gave him a quick shout and told him I really appreciate the picks that I bought from him. But I love what he does for us as a community. I don't, ask anything from Jimmy except to keep making his awesome picks so I can buy them and to keep them in stock. So, I heard back in the early days, production would sometimes be bought out in like 5 minutes, and that is just a testament to how much people wanted these tools. They are great. They give fantastic feedback. I am a fan of Jimmy Long's, and if you hear me talk about them, it's because I like using them as well. I have the Jim Hook in 19, and I have added the additional Jim Hook. I think it's either the low or the short. I'm not sure which of the two doesn't come with the 3 set, but I added the other, so he has 4 gems in 19, and then these 3 on the end that you see that I just got like a little ring of tape on right now. I don't have the really cool Jimmy beads that everybody puts down in the tang. The V5s, if you most people have seen them because everybody picks with these things, but for anybody watching that hasn't seen a Jimmy V5 pick, it's got this beautiful scalpel handle. It's based on a surgical tool. It has a full tang. You can tell that from the hole in the back. You can see the metal still in there. Um, Jimmy tuned these things with finite element analysis. He had some support from Christina Palmer. She is a very popular metallurgist. She's an expert in metal studies. She helped several companies put out her own rakes. The Christina Palmer, the Palmer Waves from Sparrows. Covert's got a set from her. She's all over the place. Jimmy Longs had her help him with the development of his steel analysis, and then he was doing this tuning where he was seeing how much kilograms per square inch were spread out through the stress shapes of the pick. If you look at his site, he's got some really cool charts and stuff, and all the tech geek stuff that'll show you what he did to develop these things. I'm a big nerd about that kind of stuff because I used to build cars and things like that, and I was amazed by all the research and development that one man put into a pick this good. So Jimmy's not a big company like these other ones that I've mentioned. So we love him. We love what he does. And Jimmy, if you ever hear this, just know that I'm a fan. I support you 100,000,000%. And I hope you stay out there doing your thing in your garage or wherever that the God of heaven may take you, sir, because you are a pick artisan. Now, moving on, I'm going to show these last as I spoke about them earlier. Let's do this one really quick. I forgot about it because I just got it. This is, I'm not sure the brand. It kind of looks like, well, I'm not going to use names because I don't want to compare anybody to anybody else or be misunderstood. But it has one of these kind of plastic, hard looking scales on it for a grip. I haven't used it a whole lot yet, but it came in with my tweezers from 0 Day, so I don't know if Mr. Happy ordered this. I believe he just ordered the tweezers and they threw this in, but Don't quote me on that yet. I'm still trying to find out from him whether he paid for this or not. But either way, either way, it is a cool rake. And I do plan to use it and keep it in my set. I do like the plastic handle. It's got the little ingrained kind of grips you find on some tools. And can you see that? Anyway, I like the little cross-hatched ingrain in there. That's nice. So let's see. That's all my picks of that kind, and that brings me to the last little bunch. Of course, I've got, while we're doing the full thing, I might as well show them all off. This is the Sparrows Mace 1 and 2 set. I'm a huge fan of these things. They stay in the back of my cell phone with me at all times. I can practice with my stuff when I'm traveling. Sometimes I'm riding with a friend in a car somewhere that's a long trip or something like that. These things are great just for that type of thing when I don't want to bring my entire kit, but I still want to be able to practice. And these little guys, the case that they are in was sent to me by Walt Cade. Shout out to Walt Cade on Facebook. He's in Art of Lock Picking over there with me and Lady Locks and Greg Potter. Greg and Lady Locks are the admins over there. Art of Lock Picking. I got love for all the guys over there. Not to mention, that's where I met Lockdown Picker. He's one of the UK picker guys. He is amazing. And then Richard, the Welsh picker, reached out to me and brought me over to the UK Lock Picker channel over on Facebook. So thank you to all those people for reaching out to Mounta1nM1ck. I appreciate all the support, all the invitations. If I forgot anybody so far with this, I apologize. I've just had so much inpouring of love and so much that I've been juggling and trying to do that I've been a busy boy with my two phones and my picks. Chuck Soup says I practice with my EDCs once a week. That's a good idea, Chuck. We absolutely will talk about EDCs all you want on Mounta1nM1ck. Because of other reasons, there are certain places we can't talk about that, but absolutely are encouraged to talk about EDC and anything like that when you're on Mounta1nM1ck's channel. Um, I have some friends like Broke Picks is a really good friend of mine. Shout out to Broke. If I haven't already shouted out Broke, I've been talking to him a lot lately. Shout out to Rune as well. Rune, I am getting to fashion me two fantastic picks while we're on the subject of picks. I am at the end of a very long line because he is an artisan craftsman as well. And when I saw what he does with bamboo and what is it, beeswax and bamboo, those things are beautiful. If you guys haven't seen Rune's work before, Rune Smith makes some beautiful picks. I asked him if he would make Mick a couple. He was gracious enough to say yes. He wants to trade with me because that's what we love to do in Picker World. So what I am after for a ransom to pay Rune Smith when he finishes these lovely picks is one Chubb Battleship. A Chubb Battleship is a really cool old lock I'll tell a story about sometime. It's got some great history, and we'll talk about lock history on my channel sometime too, because I've seen some really cool locks that are tied to some really cool picker stories that you guys should know about. We'll get into that some other time. But anyway, Rune is making me some. I am looking for him a Chubb Battleship. If anybody wants to help Mounta1nM1ck find a Chubb Battleship, I will I will try to pay whatever ransom that is within reason to you for helping me do that, so that I may get these picks from Rune Smith, but also hook him up with something he really likes, because the English have a hard time, and the Welsh have a hard time, and everybody on that side has a hard time getting American locks of different kinds, just like we do not have lots of different things that they have. So if you don't have yourself a friend on the other side of the pond yet, you need to get one, because that's the best way to get things mailed back and forth that I have found. And I thank all my friends that we're doing that with. Mr. Inferno, I'm glad you came here, sir. You are my kind of guy. We only met recently, but thank you for coming by. I found one in the UK on eBay once, but they wouldn't ship to the US. No battleship for me. Yeah, Scooby, they can be hard to get a hold of, but, you know, when the runesmith tells you this is what I need for two beautiful Excalibur-looking picks, you just say, yes, sir, I will find you a battleship, and that's where I'm at right now. Mr. Inferno says they don't have M-Hearts, and I have a couple dozen. Not of the North. Cheers, Mick. Not of the North. You, sir, are Canadian, and I love my Canadian people. You said you were in, I believe, Nova Scotia. I try to keep all of this stuff straight with you guys. I've met a lot of you, but it's a really big geography thing for me to keep up with you guys and your cultures and places of existence. That excites me, and that's one of the reasons that my channel is international. So that's why I'm on late sometimes. That's why I have friends in the UK rooms and try to meet everybody I can. They are great. Jax Norster, hey Mick, Kimmy. Oh, Kimmy, I didn't realize that was you. What locks have I been on tonight? So far I've just been messing around with ones. I've been running my mouth most of the time on the channel. Now what I'm actually working on off camera tonight, maybe what you're referring to. Off camera, I am playing around with my progressive 10 to A1100. I have taken a stab at my 7440, that Avis with the Yale Keyway that's been in my bucket forever. I took a stab around with it a little earlier. I am making some progress with that, but I have not opened it yet. I'm still going to mess with the Ace 38mm later tonight. A lot of people were asking me about that one in Reddit today, so I'm going to take another crack at it tonight. I had it on the table out here earlier, but I don't have it right now. It's in my, it was in the other room. Excuse me. I need a drink. And my pack lock is on standby as well. I have not tried the pack lock yet, because I'm going to record all my sessions on the pack lock in hopes that when it opens, I will be able to have everything ready to go and gut it on down and put it all back together so that I can hit the 200K and the blue one in all one fell swoop. And then I'll be able to have more time to practice my green and blue locks for a long time. Because Mounta1nM1ck is probably not going to make purple belt for at least Christmas, you guys. It's going to be hard for me. I'm going to put in all the work I can, and we'll see what happens. I'm going to aim for Christmas purple belt, but that's something we're going to just try for. You guys can watch me and help me all. I'm going to need the help. Mr. Inferno, happily trade you 5 number 5s for the yellow one. This one right here? Is this what you're talking about? This is a number 5, brother. I mean, you just let me know about that. I'll do like trading things around, but I don't know if it's going to be something you want. This literally is a number 5, and you said you have 5 other ones. I'm interested. Let me know about that. Just hit me up, message me or something. We'll see what we can do about swapping it out or whatever. Kimmy says that's going to be your plan too, aiming for Christmas blue on the pack lock and 200K. Yeah, honestly, I'm trying to hit purple by then, but if I can hit blue by then, I will be happy. I like to aim really high, and that way, if I don't get there, I'm at least going ahead. You don't have a yellow one. I see. So you're trying to collect the different ones, Mr. Inferno. Well, sir, I know that you are a challenge lock man. This is an older master lock. I kind of collect master locks a little myself, but we have recently only met. You're my kind of guy, and I will work out sending this to you. You don't have to give me 5 of them for it if you don't want to. Just, help me out with just whatever. Maybe I'll throw one of those in with one of my winners or something if I get them that fast. Or maybe we'll see about adding it to a future prize package. Either way, But yeah, definitely get in touch with me, Mr. Inferno. Yeah, exactly. If you can hook up a little bit of trade bait stuff, stickers, chips, whatever, dude. Like, I'll hook you up with the yellow one, man. It's not a big deal to me, and I see that you like it. I like to make people happy any way I can. I just bought that one. It's not like one of my gift locks that I treasure terribly. If somebody gifts me a lock, that one's off limits. So if you guys ever hear me say somebody gave me one, you can ask about it, but the answer will unequivocally be no. I hold those near and dear to me. My friends send me those, and they're special to me, almost like a love letter. So I will be keeping my gift locks. But anything else that you see has something we can work out, no doubt about it. So I'm sorry, I'm still just messing around here. I didn't get back to saying that the covert instrument FNG is great. Okay, they will give you a quint, and the other one is just like your classic. I think it's a medium. Don't quote me on that. I'm not an expert of theirs, but if you guys can see those, I'll put my hand behind them for a second. Surely you can see them against my white Irish pale skin. But see, we got us a quint rake in 25, and we've got just a regular hook too. Honestly, for anybody new, you can really get away with these two and getting your technique figured out at least until you make your way through orange. Like, you should easily be able to get the orange belt using either one of or both of these two tools right here. Or, if you want the Jimmy Longs ones, or you want the Sparrows, um, the introduction like tuxedo that they have is a really nice one of the popsicle stick style ones with a little foldable case. Um, there's also things like the Reaper is really popular. They're a little smaller profiles, but they work really well for a lot of people. Um, I like that kind of stuff. Okay, but I'm really a handle snob, and that's why I mostly stick to my rubber end Sparrows and my Jimmy Longs. I just like the handle comfort, guys. That's what it's really about. Use what you like. It's not going to hurt my feelings if you buy anybody's stuff. I haven't even mentioned Mokies tonight, and I got to tell you, as a big-handed man who loves Kawasaki lime green and German technology, I am aching to get me some Mokies, but I don't have money like that for customs and stuff yet. And I gotta tell you, I'm really trying to get the bare bones, that big ultimate bare bones package of tools straight from Australia. I want those too. I'm not gonna lie to you. I want some bones and I want some Mokies. And if Multi-Pick were to just start dropping tools from the sky, you can bet I'd be there for that too. And if Law Lock showed up and said, "Hey, we got some cool stuff over here," you don't have to wait till them get here from all the way across overseas. They got some of the coolest tensioners that I've ever seen at Law Lock. I really need some ergos, so I'd be more than happy to get those. I've heard Lockpicker Bench or something has them. You guys know who owns Lockpicker Bench? Can anybody tell me that? Because I heard a rumor today that it was one of my friends I already know. And if it is him, then that's really, really cool. If it's not him, that's cool too. But if anybody knows in the chat who owns Lockpicker's Bench, if you've ever talked to the direct owner or are friends with the owner of Lockpicker's Bench, I heard it was one of my friends and I had no idea it was him, if it is him. So if you could tell me in the chat about that, I'd be appreciative. Let's see. Kimmy says I got the Ace 38 in a double pack. I'm getting another, or should send you one of them. It comes with 2 locks, 2 keys, key to light. I think I figured out the Ace strategy. That's good, Kimmy. They're definitely the toughest customer for over-the-counter $12 lock I've ever seen. I gotta tell you that. I have never seen such a tough lock for $12 at a hardware store as those little brass 38 millimeters, man. The key to like ones picked differently, even though they're key to like, but I'm also absolutely willing to take donated locks all the time, friends. So if you want, there we go. See, guys, single pin picking is really more my thing, and I really like this covert flat right here. Gotta say, it is nice. What I'm gonna try to do next is something cool that I've been wanting to show you guys. Let's see. Mr. Furno says ace strategy. LOL. Keytron says comb pick that brass brings. I don't have any combs, sir. I do not own a comb. It can be combs, though. If you look really close, guys, out there with your combs and you're wondering, oh my goodness, I got this new comb set from so-and-so, and I'm not sure what locks it's going to work on. Well, Mounta1nM1ck's not sure what lock it's going to work on for you all, but I'm trying to get it where you guys can see this one little spot. I'm sorry. I'm really struggling because of the lag to line this thing up. Anyway, just trust and know. I'll hold it a little further back, but it's going to be almost impossible to see in this lighting with the camera right now. I'll show you guys some other time with my better camera. But if you look closely, you can see right there on the end up at the top. You'll see it when the light catches it just right. You'll see right in front of my finger right there is like a little watermark circle. I'm going to try to turn it a little, and if you look for it, you'll see it. There's like a little circle right in front of where my finger is at. And the reason that's there is because that's where they capped the end of this thing. They put the pin stacks down through here as they're drilling, is what I'm told. And they just fill it in here. I don't know if it's for the shackle or what, but I've always been told that if you can see those little marks on the side of it, that is a combable lock, because it has more weight. They didn't, because it has more area up in the top. Since they were cheap filling it in, they likely did not fill it in deep enough for the springs and pins to not all be able to force up. So you can do that, and it works. Let's see, I like a long shackle, hit pin 4 and then 1 and it will open. Alright, Mr. Inferno, sounds like he's got some good tips there on that. So, y'all in the chat, check out Mr. Inferno. He's a smart guy, makes a lot of challenge locks. If you've never seen his challenge lock work, you need to look up the videos of Mr. Inferno's challenge locks. He makes some mean looking challenge locks. He said he would send me one to frustrate that I would frustrate me until I was in my grave. And I'm hoping that when me and him trade out this yellow lock that he's wanting over here, that he's kind enough to send me some crazy creation of his so I can embarrass myself in front of all of you people. Let's see who else we got in here. Them, not him. I'm a locksmith. Oh, I've been picking him off the bridge for a couple years, and they've been extremely different one to the next. There was no similarities between them. Oh, okay, nice. Yeah, bridge raiding is a big thing these days, man. I don't have anywhere I'm at right now, but the guy who made me my really cool logo up in the top there, he goes by Lefty. I'm not going to just drop his name to everybody unless he likes to, but he goes by Lefty. I forget his full name right now. You guys probably, most of you know him anyway. So this is what I'm going to try to do here. I have successfully done it before. I was going to make a really short on this, and I still might. But the idea is, I got one of these master dials here, and I'm not going to do the decode on it. I'm going to be honest with you guys. This one came with the code on a piece of paper as like a fail-safe, I guess. Most people are alright with that, and I was too, but I messed up and accidentally memorized it before I even started trying just out of habit. And I was like, duh, what was I thinking? But because of that, it's not a big deal. It's unlike a Mini that I've seen. It actually has a little keyway on the back. So Master Lock apparently built some of these things with an itty bitty key that you can use to open it instead of having to use the dial on it. So what I'm going to do, you could probably do it with a little rocker rake or something, not use tension, but I'm going to use tension. And I'm going to see if I can pop it with this covert quint real quick. I've done it before successfully. I've done it before successfully once or twice, so I'm going to see if I can do that for you guys really quick. Oops. It's not as easy to turn, and I don't want to break my tool. I did get this thing with it one time. It's just, it's itty bitty keyway in there. I'd honestly be probably better single pinning this thing with like a paper clip or something. It could be a real pain in the ass, honestly. I'm gonna stick the rake in first, guys. Sorry about that. This thing is a nightmare. Oops. Yeah, I should have practiced this one a little more before I brought it out for you guys, but forgive me for that. I'm trying here. My hands are a little sweaty. The key on the back is the models intended for schools. Yeah, I figured it was so they could break into my locker and take my ganja. That's exactly what I thought when I saw this. I was like, that's just so they can break in and take a man's weed. Or love letters from his girl, or that biology book you never used, or whatever. Hold on, guys. I got this. It's just really hard to hold on to, but I'm going to get it open for us. Come on, baby. She's actually in desperate need of a little bit of lubrication, but I don't really have any of that at the moment. Mounta1nM1ck hasn't had the time to go buy any Houdini or any graphite that I wouldn't use anyway. Or let me just try rocking it and see if that works at all. Yeah, paperclip does work better, Mr. Inferno. I'll probably do that instead one of these days. I'm not going to mess with it much more tonight if it doesn't open. I did open it this way once before. You guys know how that goes sometimes. These things like to get camera shy. Not to mention, some of it just probably has to do with the angle I'm holding it at while I'm on camera, but I will tell you it was much easier the first time I did it. I'll make another one doing that sometime, guys. What I'm going to do is try and use, we'll go with this guy right here. I'm just going to show how easy it is to pick one of these really quick. Hold it like by that shackle like it's a pistol with a trigger and pull the tensioner with your pointer. I'll give that a try, Mr. Inferno. Like I said, I'm struggling with that one tonight. I might come back to it or show a video on it. I was going to do like a 1 minute short and just throw it up for you guys sometime. So I'll practice that a little bit and I'll put out a 1 minute of me doing that one just, for posterity's sake. I imagine there's some paperclip might be helpful, but that sounds like a challenge run to me. Yeah, exactly. That's the kind of thing, we definitely could do for that. Let's see. This is just like a weird little wafer. Make sure I'm even picking it in the right direction. I tightened this thing up earlier today. It was looser. But I haven't really messed with this one as much either. I'm going to try and move these wafers with it, with just a hook. Like I said, I've picked it before, so I'm not sure if I can get it again, but I was able to kind of, there we go. Well, it was trying to spin. Maybe I'm going the wrong direction. I did that with the door handle I was doing last time. I picked it into the wrong direction. This one's harder without like a vise or something because I'm basically holding the part that's supposed to spin while I'm messing with it. Probably not a good idea to do that way. There it goes. See how it's spinning now? Yay. See, I'll do it with this instead. You just have to hold it by the right part because it's really weird. See, it's kind of... Anyway, I got it stuck back the other way. That's a worded one. I never got around to picking this marlin thing here. This one's a little harder. I'm going to try to use my sparrows flat on this one. Mr. Inferno says, I have big hands, so the shackle's about the only part I can wrap my fingers without them getting in the way. Yeah, I have trouble with that too, Mr. Inferno. I got pretty big hands, and I deal with the same problems you're talking about. Sometimes when I'm trying, especially to do like the classic in palm holding of an 1100 or the classic American bodies, I struggle really bad with where to put like my back middle finger, and I also struggle with what to do with one of those flat bars. I'm not really good with those flat bars. Trying to top a keyway with those either. That's really rough on me sometimes. I'm really good at throwing them across the room like everybody else though. I'm picking all the mean ones tonight, guys. This is what happens when you do live sometimes. You get all your locks out and think you're going to do okay. They just all want to be camera shy. I'm glad I at least picked one or two on here tonight so I don't look like I have no idea what I'm doing. Maybe that's why some of you guys take Sunday off. I don't know. It just seems like the right thing to do. Let's reset this thing. I'm not feeling the tension on it good enough. Let me flip it around here. This is actually one of my tougher, you know how there we go. I can feel the tension a lot better in it with the fatty end. The short end wasn't really giving me what I needed to turn it. The Longhorn tensioner set is badass. Yes, it is, Mr. Inferno. I need something like that. I gotta be honest with you. Tensioners are one of my bigger needs right now. No wonder. I've also got the wrong pick here, guys. There's the classic. I have the taller one from the SSDs. It's like a deep hook. So I'm messing around in here with bottom of keyway, and the deepest hook I've got from Sparrows right now because I wasn't paying attention. That's what happens. You don't pay attention for a second on a live, and the next thing you know, you're picking for 5 minutes with the wrong pick, thinking you're crazy. You know what? I'm gonna pick something. Maybe my Brinks or this yellow one he wants again in a second with one of my jimmies because I don't use them as much on here, and I should probably at least get them on the channel a little bit. They are great picks. I know a lot of you guys use them, and that's a good choice because Jimmy makes great stuff. There we go. Now we're getting it about right. I'm able to feel the pins actually set up on their homes a little better. Trying to get it all adjusted out right. Hey Skip, are you still in here, buddy? I haven't seen you say anything lately, but I got a feeling you're still hanging around. Are you still in here, Skip? You guys, I talked to Skip earlier today. Skip is an awesome dude. He got some lock that he just got in the mail today, and he was asking me about it, and me and him, Lady Locks, were talking about it on Facebook, and he was telling us he was worried about it, and we both told him, dude, you got this. He's like, I'm going to try. We're like, Skip, come on, you got this, man. And Skip tells me not very much later that straight out the package, he blind picked that thing like a champion. And I got a message from him not long ago that said that he basically has picked it so many times now, he's ready to send it to me. There we go. She finally opened on camera, guys. See, Sometimes you gotta stick with it in the spotlight. I don't know if you guys know this, but when you're on camera, these things try to make a fool of you. So you gotta choose to be patient and get the open, or to freak out, get antsy, and make yourself look worse than you really are. So my advice there would be, everybody understands. It happens to all of us. The best thing to do, is just to roll with it, man. And if you get to some ridiculous amount of time, it's probably a good idea to move on. But I try to get it done and see what we can do. Man, we're at an hour 10 minutes. I didn't know you guys have been hanging out with me that long. That's what's up. I'm gonna try to run for at least maybe another 20 minutes if I can keep you guys entertained that long. Since I have Wi-Fi, I can actually upload it without it taking 4 days to get this out to everybody. So we'll have a little more fun. And if anybody wants to ask me anything, anybody wants to ask about the contest, or just needs an update on the contest other than who's the fastest, I can't tell you that. I can tell you the competition is super hot right now. I can tell you that there's several people that are right around the same time. And I have not broke out the stopwatch in time to see exactly who down to the wire is number one. I'm kind of saving that for myself, so plausible deniability's sake, if you ask me who's the fastest, technically I do not know yet. I have been watching the entries as they come in one by one and remembering to save them to the playlist for all of you. And that is how I'm keeping track of who is in. I also write it down on a piece of paper. You've seen how many entries I carry in my pocket. What lock? What lock is this? This is just the regular Brinks brass, Mr. Inferno. This is nothing special. Or were you talking about the one that I opened? Did you not see me show that one earlier? I'm sorry. I think that's what you're talking about. This is a Marlin. It's basically a Chinese clone laminated. Oh, the contest. Okay, so basically, Mr. Inferno, the way we decided to be was it must be any white belt or yellow belt lock, but they must be on the list in the LPU. And I very much must stress that it has to be listed. I don't mean to use a technicality where there's a white belt awarded for any lock with any pick or an acrylic lock. Somebody actually did ask me about an acrylic lock. I kind of laughed, and they thought it was funny. I think they were just joking with me, but when I told them that acrylic locks were not what we were in the heart of the competition for, it would really be better to pick a real lock, they kind of chuckled at me and said, yeah, I was hoping you'd say that. So I can't remember exactly who jested with me about that, but I enjoy being heckled that way. I'm Irish, so if I heckle you that way, it means I like you, and I hope that it works both ways that way, because when you heckle me, I just assume it means we're friends. So if you don't like me, you're giving me the wrong impression. You're making me think you do. But anyway, you want to use any white or any yellow, Mr. Inferno. I don't care if it's a padlock, and I don't care if it's a loose, lock. Don't do, obviously don't do any Rule 2 stuff. And don't pick your front door or anybody's car or anything like that. But David, what's up? How are you tonight? I hope you are well, sir. Thank you for coming by. If you could tap the like for me, I think maybe you're the newest one with no like. I got most of the likes in here though, so I don't know. If not, it's all right. We've been doing pretty well. I'm happy about the turnout for this late at the night. No, Mr. Inferno, if you go to the playlist, trust me, sir. If you go to my playlist, you may listen, okay? You can use any pick you want. One pick, alright? You can use a rake, or you can use a hook. A flat, you can use a round, you can use a hook flat, you can use, I don't care if you use a monkey paw or a dog leg, you can use a paper clip or get creative if you want. But at the end of the day, what you're going to do is you're going to take your white or your yellow that you pick off of the list of LPU ones that is not unlisted, must be on there, really a lock, listed. And you're going to pick that thing 5 times as fast as you can. Like I said, I don't care if it is a padlock. The initial strategy was for it to be a padlock. Some people have attempted to use a vice kick because you don't have to keep closing the shackle. You must spin it back and prove it's locked by shimmying it some. So, if that's your strategy, go that way. If you think you can, I had a guy who did it without pulling any of the tools out of the lock. So, that was a really quick strategy too, and those are all fair, guys. If you're, I was a race car guy. If you do something that's not, outlawed in the rules, and it is something ingenious, I will not punish you for that, Now, when it comes to me being very clear about what lock it must be and that you use one tool, I must insist that it is listed. But other than that, 5 opens of a white or a yellow, the fastest you can do it. And Mr. Inferno, I really think that you should check out my playlist where I upload everybody, because you will see, I thought the same thing you're thinking right now. I thought, oh, well, it's white belts and yellow belts. It's going to be nothing but new pickers in there trying to do it. And there are new pickers in there that are still slaying the times on it. Like, I've got some really fast times from some guys who've been around way longer than me. And I've got some really fast times from some guys who I think were here less time than me. And that really shows me that my contest aimed well at what I was trying to do. Scooby has suggested that we do a drawing style with one of those random wheel pickers for the next contest, so everybody has an equal chance regardless of skill level, as long as they put an entry in. I will be doing that. So for the next contest, which we will most likely have at 250, I'm going to go ahead and mention that briefly now. I think 250 will be the next one I go for. We're at 140 right now, I believe, somewhere in that neighborhood. So when I hit 250, I'm going to have some cooler prizes, a different contest. The entry will be open to everyone internationally, as always, and it will be a drawing from the entries that wins that one. So make sure you get in that one and bring some people over here quick if you can, so we can go ahead and get it going, because if I have stacked up contests because we move that fast, I'm fine with that. That's all the more the merrier. We'll get it done. We'll send prizes. We'll do all that fun stuff. But anyway, I don't know if I told you, Mr. Inferno, 5 minutes. Okay. Well, you'll be able to see this on replay, or somebody in the chat will tell you. 5 times you open this thing, and whoever's the fastest wins. Whoever wins is going to get the Master Lock 77 Lion Head. I don't have one yet. I am sourcing them as we speak. I'm going to get 2 or 3 of them. One for me and one for my winner, and probably another one for me, just so I have 2 to play around with. But I'll be sure that my winner gets one of the nicest ones, if not the nicest one, because that's the kind of guy I am. You guys are going to earn that one. And then whoever wins is also going to get one of these Master Lock 3-ups. I'll make sure it's one of the ones you can actually pick. What's up, GK man? Thank you for dropping by. Appreciate your support. I'm going to be giving away one of the 3-ups with my winners, Master Lock 77. I'm also going to give whoever gets second place one of the 3-ups. You're not going to get a lion head, but you're still, for number 2, going to get one of my 3-ups. If I can find something cool, maybe, to throw in, I'll see what I can do for either of the 2 of you. With that in mind, I spoke with the always gracious and great to watch Lady Locks the other day during one of her lives. This is the only sticker I have of hers right now, or I would show it off even bigger, you guys, because she is the one to go watch when you start this stuff. She's been an amazing friend to me. And in live the other day, she has told me that adding to a package she already had for me for my own personal stuff, she is going to send me some prize pack sticker stuff for whoever my winners are. So to my winners out there, you will also be getting some very cool sticker packs from Lady Locks. Make sure you go check out Lady Locks' channel or her lives when she's running that. She's got a second channel, Lady Locks News, L2 News, like L squared. She doesn't do lock picking stuff there. She just talks about current events and stuff. But she's a fun chick to hang out with and talk about all kinds of modern politic events, fun stuff that happened on the news, just whatever crazy stuff she read, whatever's going on in the world. Anyway, just go give her some support. She's great for the community. She's always there anytime anybody wants to learn some stuff. She's been nothing but supportive. She's going to throw in some stickers, and we thank her for that. Lady Locks, if you see this long video, or if somebody tells you about it, thank you so much for all your support. We appreciate the stickers that you're going to help our winners with. Thank you. Alright, guys. I'm at like an hour and 20. So I'm going to run like maybe another 5 or 10 minutes of BSing around with you guys. If you have any other questions before we wrap this thing up tonight, now would be a good time to get them off of your chest, because it is only going to be a short matter of time here until we call this one a day. It's been my longest live. It is double the amount at 1 hour 30 as both my other videos. So it'd be like if you took other two videos and put them together. That's how long we've been hanging out. You guys rock. I had no idea that I would have 2 or 3 people in here for this long with me. You guys really are awesome. We've had a lot of people come in and out. I got 11 likes dropped here, and I appreciate everybody who's come out to support me. If you are a subscriber to my channel, make sure that you have your subscribers set to where they are not private. Make sure that they are viewable, or if you like extreme privacy, but you really want Mounta1nM1ck to be subscribed back to you, just, send me a friendly message and say, hey, Mick, I don't tell everybody that this is my account, but if you want to drop me a follow back, that would be really cool. I will absolutely follow each and every one of you. I follow everybody who follows me. It does not matter who. I will support you the way you support me. Mounta1nM1ck always comes out for his friends. If you are my friend, you should know that already. If you're not my friend yet, you will be if you want to be. Get a hold of Mounta1nM1ck and we will be friends. I promise you that. Anyway, I'm going to see if I can get either of these 3-ups open, because we do need to confirm for somebody who's winning these things that they open up. Because I do have 1 or 2 that may not be keyed, and if they're not keyed, there's a possibility they will not open. So I'm going to try mace picks on these things, but I'm going to use a regular tensioner. You guys have seen me use these things to slay all kinds of stuff before, so I got a feeling if anything will open a master 3-up and be not a big hassle, these mace picks are going to be it, man. Like, I've seen that Master Blaster thing. I've heard a lot of people say it wasn't working for them. I've heard some people say it worked well for them. I've heard a lot of mixed stuff on that one. But I can tell you from personal experience in my own videos that these picks right here from Walt and Sparrows, and the awesome case that Walt has for them that he sent me. Thanks again, Walt Cade. Go check out Walt on Facebook. He's also the Texas Storage Wars guy. He runs the auctions. Walt is a superstar in several circles. So if you're friends with Walt and you didn't know, he's a rock star. Be friends with him. Yeah, that's what I told him, GP, man. Thank you for reminding everybody. The 3-ups, some of them may not be keyed yet. That's what we're testing for right now. If somebody hasn't took an M1 key and put it in here and smacked it with a hammer to shear the pins to the key, because that's how you do it. This lock is made to re-key to whatever key you have. If that has not been done, then we're not going to be able to get it open. But I do have some M1 keys from my own. So, if that's the case, I will be taking the time to smack one in it. Maybe I'll do it on channel so you guys can see what that's like if one won't open. So it's going to be a win-win. If it opens, then we'll know it's good. If it doesn't open, we'll do a video later about how to smack a key into it and then get it to work with the key. And then like the classic law of locks goes, if the key opens it, then the lock works. So it must be you. Moving right along. I'm going to try and rock this one open. It's pretty sticky in this one. I'm not getting a very good response. Let me rake it with a hook real quick with no tension. I just want to see what we're working with in there. This is a good trick if you're ever wondering if you got pins stuck or anything like that. First of all, if you think pins might be stuck, do your homeboy on YouTube, I won't mention, his good old trick, and smack them together a little bit. If one doesn't open, you know, that's probably standard. I'm not that magician of a guy like certain people, but that'll help loosen up your pins if they're ever stopped. Then after that, what I was going to say is take a hook, and with no tension, you want to go in the back up there and rake out towards yourself like you're zipping, and you're going to be able to tell a little better what's going on in there. This is a really weird feeling, which is another reason I think it hasn't been keyed yet. I don't know, guys. This one might be one of the ones. So I'm going to try a key on this one later. Let me see what the other one is feeling like. I've got 2 of them I've opened already, so I know I've got ones that I can send you guys. But I have not taken the time to diagnose what the other 3 are doing, because one has a key jammed in it, and 2 I haven't picked yet. And I'm pretty sure at least one of them's never been set. And when I take a hook and stick it up in this thing and pull like this, it feels really, really like no pin. Like it almost feels like I'm on a flat warding. I think I just felt a pin move a little bit, but these things are super jammed up, and I really think it's the other 2 I have in my room, and these have been not keyed yet. So looks like we're going to have to do a little surgery on those guys. And maybe, like I said, I'll try to make a video on smacking the key in there if I can. Master Lock sells some little plug tool so you don't break the key bow whenever you hit it with a hammer. I'm sure we can get around that with like a tennis ball or a piece of rubber on the back of it, or just some kind of, you know, ghetto technology we'll figure out. Walt opens hundreds of locks every week. He's the lock king, says Kitron Lock Sport. Yes, he absolutely is a lock king, sir. Walt is a slayer of many locks. I'm a fan of his. And everybody over on Art of Lock Picking. The guys at Art of Lock Picking are fantastic on Facebook. If you're on Facebook and you haven't joined Art of Lock Picking, you really need to get over there. That's where you're going to find Greg Potter. He's the one who sells all these awesome locks. You see almost everything that you actually, the Brinks right here and the 3-ups. Out of everything I've shown on my channel that is in white, yellow, or orange, they are all from Greg except those locks. So this yellow one that Mr. Inferno was asking me about, I got that from Greg. The dial one that I'm going to mess with later was from Greg. The Marlin was from Greg. The little wafer lock was from him. I'm telling you guys, that's the best deal in lock sport. And while I'm on the subject, I didn't bring it up, but some people ask me about this cute little master lock that hangs off of my Sparrow's case on my zipper here. Guess who I got that from? Yes, sir. It was Greg Potter as well. That was not one of my locks for the bundle. This is a little bonus gift he throws in for his customers. Yeah, I don't know if he's always capable of doing it, but I've seen some other people's, It seems like usually he throws you that in there. The awesome sticker pack that I do have right now has a lot of really cool ones I'll show you sometime. Of course, it's got Lady Locks and Greg's. It has Albert Level ones. And then it's got a handful of Covert Instrument sticker pack. The tarot card ones that I really like. I've been meaning to show those to Dean, so I'll show them off sometime soon. And so yeah, if you get one of those bundles from Greg, you're gonna get you a FNG, a bunch of locks that you'll be playing with every day for a long time, a bunch of stickers, and if you get over there into art of lock picking, a handful, if not all, of my friends who are here hanging out with us tonight are in that group, as well as on Reddit or Discord, and it's just really awesome being on multiple platforms because you just meet all kinds of different good friends from all over the world doing this stuff. It's amazing how I feel like I've traveled the world and not even left my, comfy chair with these locks. But now I'm friends with people all over the place. I'm not going to list countries today because I don't want to I don't want to leave anybody out. Everybody's always like, Craig, why didn't you say my country and Mounta1nM1ck? Yeah, my name's Craig. It's okay. Some people are like, Mounta1nM1ck, why didn't you say my channel? Why didn't you say my country? And I'm like, I'm sorry, man. There's a lot of countries in the world. I try to list everybody off and show some love. And I don't want you guys to ever feel left out, So I support everybody from all countries, man. If you're getting in the contest with Mounta1nM1ck, you can win. I don't care if you're on the moon. Mounta1nM1ck will get a rocket and bring you your Master Lock 77. If you're at the International Space Station, same deal. Might take a little bit of time because of those clouds that pass over. I don't know if anybody saw that. They had to delay the launch of the last Dragon rocket from Tesla. What is it called? Dad, what's Tesla man's rocket place called? SpaceX? Is that it? SpaceX. SpaceX launched one, and SpaceX got it off the ground the next day because there was this mean dark cloud that came out of nowhere. Mr. Inferno says, if they come here to see you, they should come here to see you, not to see themselves. Some people call that narcissism. Mr. Inferno, you're right about that. I just don't question the people's motives too much about coming here right now. But you're right. People have the right reasons and wrong reasons for being places sometimes, and that's just something they'll have to work out. I try to show everybody equal opportunity love of all different walks of life. So that's something that's something that I've learned over the years. If you just keep putting out good vibes and giving love to the world, see, these things are awesome, man. If you keep putting out good vibes and love and good things into the world, then somebody, is going to return that. Not everybody's going to, but, you don't need everybody. There's, like 65 billion people or some crazy number of people on the earth. So you don't need them all. We're never going to all meet. But, we can be nice to the people we do pass by and meet. We can at least try to not get in their way while they get through their horrible day. Oh, look at... Man. Slipped out, guys. I thought I had that thing for a second there. Let's see what Mr. Inferno says. Don't stop being you for the sake of others. That is correct, sir. Just be yourself. This thing is a nightmare right now because my hands are slippery, guys. I'm sorry. But, yeah. Mr. Inferno is absolutely right. You should always be yourself, no matter the situation. So, I've kind of got all the locks I've got laying out here played with over and over that look like they're going to open for me tonight, guys. I'm like at the hour 35. If anybody's got anything else to say, now's a good time. I'm gonna light my last smoke here back up and start putting some of my stuff up. And just want to say to everybody that came out, who's been hanging out pretty much the whole time, you guys rock, man. Thank you for supporting me, especially on just an odd hour of the night. I wasn't really even planning this live, so that's one of the reasons that I don't have quite as much, stuff that flows prepared for you guys tonight. I kind of just freestyled this one, so I hope it was okay. Um, in my recorded content, I try to bring you my best work. In my live content, I'm really more focused on getting in here and hanging out and talking to you guys. And that's what we do on each other's chats, is just come out and support each other. And you do some picking around. Some of it works out, some of it doesn't. But at the end of the day, night of the North. Thanks, everybody. Fun to watch. Appreciate the love. Keytron, good job. Appreciate that. DNP, you're back. I'm just kind of wrapping it up a little, Dean. I'm putting some things away. I was just thanking everybody for supporting me. All the love from you guys has been amazing. I'm going to keep trying to strive forward with a positive attitude. For everybody who is still here right now, I'm going to go ahead and touch on something I haven't said much about lately. The Sparrows tattoo situation, okay? I didn't want to just make this whole video about that, or, show any tools that were not, a wide array of tools. Seems I've upset some people and stepped on some toes by actually doing something for myself in life and wanting to work with one company. And that's okay. I hope you guys, understand that I will still try to be honest with you and straightforward with you and support everybody the same in the future. There's no guarantee of what will happen for Mounta1nM1ck. But right now, Mounta1nM1ck is definitely still talking to Sparrows. Uncle Sparrows is off for the weekend. I got a email from Uncle Sparrows just yesterday, yesterday. We were talking about getting me a passport is my current assignment. I have no idea what it's for. You guys can ask me, but I can't tell you because they keep it cryptic the way I like. That's the way Sparrow stuff does. If you saw the way they snuck out that little $200 drop marketing thing this week, it was the code in the watch in that picture that they put out of the kit for the operator kit that had a knife and a watch in it. And yeah, that watch, it turns out that the time on that watch was the code. So if you watch Sparrow's stuff, they will give away some free stuff, and they will put all kinds of discount codes for items in the videos and on the website pages hidden. And in their social media is usually where they drop that stuff, but not explicitly. Sometimes it's hiding on the website. You never know where you're going to find that stuff. Rocka Bang Bang. I hope so, Keytron. I would love to be invited to Rocka Bang Bang. I have never seen Vegas or been to a security con. There are talks of Bianca, who does the tattoos at Rocka Bang Bang, possibly being the artist to do my neck. I have not met Bianca. I have seen some of her work because of the Rocka Bang Bangs in the past. Maybe some of you have. Yes, Dean, possibly a Canada trip. I don't know for sure. Turns out that you cannot drive into Canada with just a license unless it is some new, not the real ID. Now, I had to learn this. The real ID is the one I have. I have a Florida driver's license. That's a real ID. That's the one with the star on it that gets you on airplanes quicker because they've checked your birth certificate and all that jazz. But 5 states that border Canada, none of the ones I live in, 5 states that border Canada have an extended license on top of that, that is known as, I forget what it's called, guys, but the point is, it's a license that's a higher grade license, and you would know if you have it enhanced. It's called an enhanced license, and you have to go through more stuff to get that. It says certain people can leave the country in, say, a boat or a car, not an airplane, but in a boat or a car, you can usually leave with an enhanced license, but they only give it to you in 5 states, and I'm not in one of them. If you had this, you would know because there's this graphic of a big American flag in the top right corner of your ID, no matter which state it is. So, if where that star is at, you don't see American flag, and you see a star or you see nothing, you do not have one. If you live in Michigan, it's possible you have one. Places like that. But anyway, Uncle Sparrows told me I have lost my birth certificate at the moment, and I'll let him know that I have to replace that. And I am in the process this weekend of lining everything up with the vital records people in North Carolina and getting a copy of my original birth certificate that is acceptable for getting passport made. And then I'm going to have to go to Walgreens or somewhere, get my picture taken, and then I'm going to have to go through some other motions to get my passport. And I have looked into it. Passports can be expedited, and depending on how much crazy money you want to blow, you can go anywhere from starting around 250-ish maybe for getting it in about 6 months maybe, or you can go really, really expensive, like $700-800 emergency last minute type stuff. But one of those options is only 3-day, but it is reserved for people who can prove they have a death in the family, etc., that is out of the country. And for a 15-day or 7-day, you must prove you already have a ticket out of the country. So that may be an option available to me. There are also places that do kind of like when you get a ticket clinic. It's like that, or like a tag clinic for your car. It's like that. There are places that do passport paperwork for you. There are only 26 places that you can go in person to get a passport and try to do it faster in the entire U.S. The closest to Mounta1nM1ck are Atlanta and Washington, D.C. And then if Mounta1nM1ck gets back to West Palm Beach, Miami would be the next closest. If there's only 26 of them, I have to either go to one of those, or I would have to hire these people from one of these courier services that will run all the paperwork for me for a more exorbitant fee. So I don't know what the plan is with that yet. That is kind of out of my hands for multiple reasons I won't go into. But let's just say I am doing my homework and I'm getting everything lined up, doing all I have to do to get this thing worked out and to be able to go anywhere, everywhere they want to send me for this tattoo, or for maybe any other reasons in the future they might decide to do. I don't currently have any contractual obligation to them. I'm not getting paid anything right now, and I'm not getting any free tools or swag yet. I'm working on that kind of stuff with them, to be fair to anybody who is curious. That is what I'm striving to do. I am striving to ask them to let me be a brand ambassador. So that is why some people were upset with me recently. They felt that I was not as forthcoming as I should have been about that. I don't know how I missed that, but, spread the word if you want. Mounta1nM1ck is trying to work for Sparrows. It's not a secret, or I wouldn't be doing this tattoo thing for them. I'm literally branding it on my neck where it can be seen at all times. So I feel like that's the best I can do as far as, currently covering myself on that. Now, if they do bring me on board and I am that blessed, I will let you guys know, of course. That'll be right here on my channel, just like the tattoo. I don't know, maybe they'll even let you guys watch me sign the paperwork if they want me to sign something. I have no idea. This is all, this is their baby. I pitched the idea. They liked the idea. We are working on the idea. I am bringing it to you the only way I know how, and I am trying to keep it on track while at the same time learning my own things on my own lock sport journey, and hoping that some of you come along with me on it, regardless of how that works out for the good, bad, or not at all. But I do have emails from many, many conversations going on with them right now. Uncle Sparrows has been very kind in trying to set everything up, and we will be bringing you something from both of us very soon. I just have to get the details hammered out so I can tell you guys, and I have to get the green light from them so I can tell you guys. That is what's going on with that. That's all I can say at the moment. I don't know much more at the moment. I'll tell you what I can as it comes to me. I love all you guys who support me. Do anything for you that I can. Anybody who's new or likes my video, reach out to Mountain Mick. I'll help you with anything I know how to. And if I don't, then I'll try to find you somebody who does. I'm going to get out of here, guys. You have a great night. Go support all my friends who I might have mentioned in the video. And Mountain Mick will holler back at you guys really soon about the contest and more about the Sparrows tattoo. I'm out of here, guys. Mountain Mick, thanks you. Bye-bye.